producer Neal Rhul. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Hey, yo, what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Neal Rhul, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter here in the building. We got a very, very cool show lined up for you here today. Yes, we have the Lion stuff. And yes, we have Lion stuff that we were first to here on Big D Energy, despite what the lamestream media might tell you. We were first to it. We will get to that coming up in just a little bit. The Michigan sign stuff just will not go away. There was an incredible plot twist that I can't wait to talk about. We'll get to that as well. And yes, Andrew Forbes in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump into there like Andrew Forbes did. The debut of the new segment, D-Mac. Top five. Yes, our top 5 list. Why? Because it's the norm. Lazy talk people do lists all the time. They'll do it for 30 minutes of a show. A top 10 list. We're not quite as lazy, so we're just going to do a top 5 list. Everybody loves lists, right, D-Mac?
Absolutely.
The subject today, your top 5 Woodward sports shows.
I was in the grinder last night. You guys were like, I need your pick. I was like, I can't narrow it down. Thank God there was Oak Island last night, though, boys. Whew. Yes. Wow. Saved an evening. That's all I got to say.
I watched Gen V. After goal number 3 for the Rangers, I turned on Gen V.
Oh, yeah? You waited to 3?
Yeah.
I was out at 2.
In absolute ass-kicking.
Smelled it.
I got the social media message from resident New York fan Nick Lucido here in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. He's like, hey, anybody tell you guys there's a game tonight?
Well played, Nick.
Hey, yeah, that's fine. They got absolutely destroyed. I do want to touch on that in the second hour because I have some questions. I'm not panicking or anything like that. I'm just noticing some consistencies, and I want to run it by D-Mac, who played, BMG, who covers the team. Spencer Raxter is a big time fan. He stayed till goal number 3.
I did.
So good on you. But there is some stuff. Real quick, couple of things I want to touch on in the open. Number 2 is I was at a grocery store again yesterday. I'll report back. But number 1, Machiavelli sucks to go. All caps, OMG. Oak Island had 1,000 commercials last night. OMG. Is that factual?
Yeah, because didn't you see all the new equipment that they got? They got to pay for it.
Got to pay for it somehow.
I mean, holy cow, they got a new war room. They could just take the coins and go right in and tell you what it is. Don't have to wait. I mean, we are finding stuff this year. I mean, you have never seen Rick Lagina smile like that. Rick is one of the brothers. Marty's the more stoic one. No, Rick doesn't get impressed. He needs facts, and he was smiling. The stuff's coming, guys. I'm telling you. That's the way it is. But they got to pay for the new equipment.
That's the way she goes.
It's factual. I learned that from the bagman, Neal Rhul.
I've never seen anybody more worked up in my life about something than what I just saw. 4-time Stanley Cup champ. He wasn't even that happy when they handed him the Stanley Cup as he was right there.
Well, not the 4th time. I mean, it's just like, oh, man, again? Oh, here we go. No, you can never have that enough. That is a lie, Neal. But, yeah, Oak Island, same excitement. It's coming. Same excitement. Like when you know you're going to win. Maybe it's more like game 4, right? Going into against Philly at home. Like I tell everybody.
You know the series is over.
Well, you just knew you were going to win.
But the moment of anticipation
yes,
is
exactly. So now it's just patience because they got to drag it out. There'll be more commercials. Just be ready for it. But locked in. I'm happy. Thanks, guys.
Wow. Just wow. Pure electricity from Mr. Darren McCarty, our Oak Island insider. That guy 62. What up, though, BDE family? That guy? What up, though? Good to have you. Good to have you checking. Everybody's firing off their top 5 list of Woodward Sports Network show. We're going to get there. 11:42 is what we have it on the docket for. So we will get there, everyone. We have a quarterback question this weekend. And Spenny, this one was so obvious right in front of our face, and we didn't even touch on it yet. But it's great. This could be the best topic of the week.
It very well could be.
It very well could be. So I can't wait to get to that. But, yeah. The other thing, okay, I was at the grocery store. You guys know my tales from the grocery. I could do a show about going to the grocery store. A disturbing trend in America that I'm noticing right now, and it's really spiraling out of control. And I feel as though if I don't do something about it, oh crap! By the way, Spenny, I had speaking of the trip to the grocery store, I had something I was going to send you. You want me to slack it to you?
Yeah, you can slack it to me.
Because I want to declare victory on a couple of fronts, and I actually got the motivation and the inspiration to speak out about this because I know that I can claim victory in another front. So it's closely related to the two. But a disturbing trend in America that I've noticed really everywhere you go, it's more and more, and it's really bugging me more and more. The people were walking around the grocery store, more than one, D-Mac. They got something on their phone, they're watching it, they don't have earbuds on, and they got that ish cranked all the way up to the top of the speaker. I'm just trying to delineate.
That's terrible.
I'm trying to delineate, do I want free-range eggs, or is it organic eggs, or the regular eggs? And you got the guy walking by you that's got his cable news on, cranked all the way up to the top. Like, and you know how it is, like, with a phone speaker, how it gets distorted sometimes when it's all the way up. Like, I hate the sound of it. Get some earbuds, everybody. No one cares what you're watching. More importantly, nobody wants to hear it. Put some earbuds in. Have some respect for people. Yay or nay, D-Mac?
You know what? I usually have mine in, so I don't pay it. I don't really notice. I love the grocery store or grocery shopping or whatever. And I'm in my own little world, right? But I'm one that, when I get right out of the car, the first thing I do is put my earphones in to whatever, podcast or whatever I was listening to. And I'm sort of on a mission. So I'm one of those, I'm that guy in the store that is aloof to everything else going around.
That's fair.
Me too.
I'm dialed in because I'm, focused or medicated properly.
Yeah.
Because
as long as you're dialed in. You can't be the dude that's not paying attention with the AirPods in, taking forever, not paying attention to where you're walking into shit.
No, but
that's the worst type of person.
I agree.
That's the same type of person as fucking watching it aloud.
With the purpose. So I'm the guy with the purpose. You know that I'm on a mission, right? To go in, and it's not.
But
really
to be fair, D-Mac, you lead a little bit different life in public than most of us do. To be fair. I would imagine that's kind of been a conditioned response of yours. Now, you've always talked about it. The people are your power, right?
Yeah,
the people are your energy, and you're about it.
I'm waiting for people to come up and ask for a picture and stuff like this. Like, it's not like I'm not paying attention, but you got also a little bit behind the curtain is like I forget. You know what I mean? You know how I operate.
I know.
I just go about my business and stuff like that. So, sometimes I'll get in a great conversation. You know what I love about the grocery store? Is like when you're sitting there at a department and there's like, and you've ran into this, right? Where you're trying to decide what it is and somebody else is trying to decide too, and you get into a little conversation about maybe introduces something, like bread or something simple like that. Or I haven't tried a different bread. I've got into new bread because a dude standing beside me was like, oh, have you ever tried this? Or cheese. That's how I got onto, what is it, Havarti?
Havarti's a good cheese.
Right, a creamy cheese. Somebody was saying, like, we were talking about burgers one day at the, at the deli or whatever, getting meat, and somebody said, you ever tried like Havarti because it's creamy? And I was like, no, I'd never heard of it. So
I'm a big cheese
There
guy.
are some benefits to it.
Now, Dan G says people at the self-checkout with too many items is the worst kind of grocery store plague in America. But Dan G, again, remember, I have some urgency when I'm doing that. I still contend. And there's another facet of life with this. I won't get into it right now where I contend that I am in that space better than the other people are that are in that space. But I still contend that me with 30 items in a 20-item self-checkout, you can take the stopwatch to it. I'm still going to be quicker than 90% of the other people.
Hey, I've been thinking about this. What if there was like a grocery store, so whether you went to Myers or Kroger or whatever, but you could like get a card. Like you show that you are a quick, and it's sort of like the HOV lane.
You pass a test?
It's, they just put the HOV lane, right, for two passengers or whatever.
Yeah.
But you have a card that if you pass the test, you get to go to the free because you are speedy. So then when you're up there and a guy's got a card, you know that I don't care how many items you got, you're efficient in your right? That might. Anybody ever thought of that?
Like a handicap in golf.
So we have sort of like that, along the lines as the, they just, anybody who's seen the new HOV, which is like for having a passenger, two people in the car, speedy lane, maybe there's something like to that. Would you be Because I'd be down for that.
Absolutely.
That hits me in the wheelhouse.
No, absolutely. A Dirty Burrito, I like this. People that do that crap. We're talking about the people that walk around with the speaker maxed all the way out on their phone watching whatever dumb shit that they're watching that you don't care about. A Dirty Burrito says people that do that crap have main character syndrome.
Ooh, yeah.
I like that
That's a good one,
terminology.
yeah.
What's that mean?
They think the world revolves around them.
Yeah.
They think they're the main character. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Big Con 51, would you feel the same if they were watching or listening to Big D Energy? I would not. I would not feel the same. Oh, that's different. I'm going to be like everybody else, man. I'm going to fit my narrative. Is that
fair.
cool?
That is fair.
I think we can do that.
Yeah.
But a lot. I'm glad to hear this, though. A lot of people. Jake Wagner, I watch football games on my phone while shopping with my girlfriend, but I'm a decent human being, and I leave it muted.
Thank you, Jake.
What's hard about that?
We wouldn't expect anything else from a fine young man like yourself.
Freddie Felt 313 just lays it all out there. That shit drives me nuts. So that's what he says. So I just wanted it out there.
To your point, though, Neal, it is more the norm now than it ever has been.
I know. Again,
Danny G says, I'm blasting this at work right now. Penis. There you go. Hope your coworkers heard that one.
Oh man, I love it.
You're fired!
Albert G41. Aging Neal, this is currently me at work. I blast Woodward show on full blast. So what? That's different. That fits my narrative, so it's allowed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Freddie Felt says also when this happens, I play Slayer full blast on my phone. Dan G, I was watching porn on full blast at the grocery store. You were not. You were not.
Flag.
DNC ENT. That is literally me right now because I forgot my headphones. You know, again, you do it once, but there was literally like 4 people within 10 minutes of me walking up and down the aisles. But I got excited about it, Spenny. I wanted to bring it to the people because I felt like I could take on anything.
That's fair.
And the reason I felt like I could take on anything, that I could accomplish any goal I set my mind to, is because I have flipped America against candy corn. Case in point, right here, Big Mike Gentry, and all you low-life piece of trash scumbags that eat candy corn. What do you have to say for yourself here? Look at that, Mike Gentry. 90% off on clearance. Haven't sold one of them. Haven't sold one of them at 90% off.
But holy
location
cow,
was
if I
this?
was one of those savages into candy corn, is this not the greatest deal ever?
That's a
Wait
good
till,
deal.
I mean...
There
What
are no
location?
candy corn people.
I'm-
There are none.
there's
They
a
just do
couple.
that. They just do that to be.
I know,
They have
I know one.
They have main character syndrome. People that like candy corn.
Don't you talk about Maz like that.
No. People that, there you go, 90% off, they haven't sold one. I will raise my hand in victory, D-Mac. Today, I am the champion.
You are, and I think that Tony D might have fell onto something, as people who don't put shopping carts back are the same lazy people that don't put their headphones in. Think there's a correlation?
Yes, there is absolute
Absolutely.
correlation.
Good job, Tony.
Yes, Freddie Felt. Neal, Target had an entire aisle of candy corn, 90% on clearance. An entire aisle. And guess what? Guess what they're going to do, guys? And you're going to, the people, the Mazes of the world and the trashy people like Mike Gentry are going to fall for this. They're going to walk down next year, like in September when it first comes out, and guess what it's going to be? That exact same candy corn. And you pieces of trash are going to buy it.
Maz just texted me. Where was that store? He wants to know where the store is.
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna
can
stop
go
on the
find
way
it
to
on
work.
his own.
You're on your own, Maz.
You can go find every store in America, Maz, has a full rack of candy corn, 90%
That looked like Big
off.
Lots.
Yeah.
It's fair.
That was the local Meyer though. John effing Lord, burn it all down.
Burn it down.
Burn it.
I don't think
down.
candy corn burns.
Probably
Probably
not.
doesn't. It probably doesn't.
There are some other things that burn though.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
If you want to burn it down, experience Dispo Romeo, a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. The first ever cannabis mall of its kind is conveniently located off of Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road in Romeo. Dispo Romeo is now open late until midnight every day, except for the Sabbath, Sunday. Can it get any better than that? I think not. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Hey, Fairway Packing Company, everybody. The best meats in the game. Ever go out to a nice restaurant in town? Hotel, casino, restaurant, wherever. You know where those great steaks that you ate came from? There's a good chance of it. Fairway Packing Company. Prime beef, dry aged beef, the Wagyu beef, all the stuff you eat in the best restaurants around the city come from Fairway Packing Company. Go to fairwaypacking.com, visit the Grab and Go Steak Shop in Grosse Pointe. Best ribeyes I've ever had in my life. Bought it from there, seasoned them, threw them on the grill. Electric, everybody. It makes a difference, guys. It does. Go to fairwaypacking.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Join Woodward Sports and Spenny's favorite, a long drink for every official Lions game, pregame tail party. Where Eastern Market Shed 5. It's always a bash, yes. On Lion home game days, back better than ever. You can VIP it with Woodward Sports. Food, beverages, entertainment, all included. Get your tickets online today at bullseyeeventgroup.com or win some from Woodward Sports today. Here's how. Just subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and direct message Lions VIP.
All right, we're off and running. What is today? Wednesday?
Today is Wednesday.
Hump
That's
day.
right, hump day.
Wednesday with Flannel.
Is he in the building?
He is in the building.
No. Flannel is out today. He is out.
He is out.
Yeah, no Wednesdays with Flannel today.
Oh, rip.
Thank God.
Stuck in the smoke.
I wanted to ask him about J.J. McCarthy having no touchdowns last week against Purdue.
Purdue's tough.
Tell me more.
Where's Flannel?
Dude, speak just real soft,
That's
right?
other
Was this
obligations.
last weekend? Is this what I put my guy that I've been petitioning for Heisman all year, Michael Penix, in the league?
Well, he was only responsible for 6 touchdowns.
Right.
So.
No, but does he go into the top of your list right now?
I don't
list?
see how he doesn't.
I don't
Yeah.
see how he doesn't either. Remember, I had that guy at the beginning of the year.
That is
saying.
true. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Before we get into the Lion stuff, Freddie says, why can't we have Twix and Snickers 90% off in clearance? Because people actually like Twix
it's
and
good,
Snickers.
yeah.
That's why. So
Actually,
you'll never see
those were
them.
50% off, though, at Kroger. So
Why didn't you buy any?
I did. I have Snickers at home.
Because he likes candy corn. He doesn't like the good stuff.
No, I like Snickers.
He-
Just like my friend D-Mac.
Yeah, I know. I love Snickers. You know that.
Ransom. JJ is a team player, Neal. I know. Anyway, what?
I just that I know. Just you're swarmy. I know. That was
I know.
it. I know.
I know.
Yeah.
Jace Hingle says, Neal, we need a top 10 pet peeves list. We don't do top 10 lists. We're
No,
not
we do
lazy.
top 5.
We do top 5 lists. We get to the point, unlike some other shows around here. But yeah, top 5 Woodward shows. All 4 of us coming up a little bit later on.
Dylon, and
Greatest
Dylon.
rappers alive. I wanted to discuss this because we've brought this up as far as the Lions go, as far as Brad Holmes go, as far as the defensive front for the Detroit Lions goes. We kind of got our first taste of the Broderick Martin era a few weeks ago, as a matter of fact. And it's been a question we've had. Now, Spencer Raxter, credit him, he was first to Detroit sports media on Broderick Martin.
Facts.
Spencer Raxter is probably the biggest reason Broderick Martin is here.
I don't know about all
When
that.
he was, formulating his mock drafts and weighing who was the best defensive lineman that could be gotten, later on in the draft, Spencer Raxter was the one. Broderick Martin, love his pad level, love his size. Certainly some of the questions will be he came from Western Kentucky, so you don't really know about that. But all in all, he looks like he's the total package. No, but Spencer, you were the one that brought him. No, but we're joking about that. But
Saw him the first day of camp.
you saw him you heard him,
Heard him.
the first day of camp. And that's been a big question, right? In this whole Jalen Carter thing that a lot of us were discussing, we had wondered, why is he not playing, D-Mac? Remember we had those discussions?
Absolutely.
Like, why is he not playing? Well, John Scott Jr. kind of gave us an update on his development, right?
Yes, he did.
This is noteworthy. Give this a listen.
Saw his first game action before the bye. What was your takeaway, and just how valuable was the extra week of kind of looking back on it?
Well, I think for a young player like Broderick, anytime you get experience, especially on that stage in an NFL game, that's always really, really good. There's some positive and negatives that come with that. There's some things that Brod would tell you as well that he's got to improve, continue to work, and continue to improve upon to be the type of player that he wants to be in this league. This is a definite grown man league, and you have to play like a grown man inside. And those are things that he's coming and he's continued to work, and he's made some strides. But like every player, you got to continue to make strides, and you got to continue to put that work in to get to where you want to be. And that's what he's doing. The guy comes to work every day. He practices hard. He gets extra afterwards, and it'll come with time. That it's one of those things. It's muscle memory, man. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So we'll continue to work with this player.
We saw it with James Houston last.
And the reason I brought that up, and the reason I wanted to discuss this topic as a whole, is because you guys know, here's where I'm different. Like if I catch myself slipping and I make a mistake, I'll tell you that I made a mistake. And D-Mac, I'll step up here right now. When in his comments where he talked about this is a grown man's league, and this is why I like having you here, because I often do this to you and say, you got to check me on this one. You see the size, right? 6'5", 330. Well, we'll plug him in there and go to work. But what was the word on him? He's not a finished product, all of that stuff. Brad Holmes likes the frame of the house. And D-Mac, look, I'm not saying that I expected him to come in here and have 8 sacks or be a run stuffer or anything like that. I slept on that fact a little bit, D-Mac, where as kind of a rough project, I expected too much. And I'll raise my hand and say I was wrong about that.
No, you expected too much too soon. What's the one thing that we know about this organization and how they've operated in the last few years, right? It's draft picks. It's re-signing their own guys. It's liking who they like and not putting them in a position too early. We've seen this with Gibbs. We've seen this with Branch. We've seen this with more of the Jack Campbell and all the young guys and finding their way. But here's the one thing, and I go back to, because it's a question that I ask Spenny and Easy when the heavyweights go to training camp, right? Every year they go, and what was the eyeball test? What did you see? And Spenny came back running going, man, this Broderick Martin, right? Like something like this. So obviously the talent is being seen throughout the board and the coaching. It's just about putting him in the right position when he's ready. And if that's the one thing, if he's not ready, as he hasn't been to begin with, they're still working towards getting him there. But the bottom line is they like their guys. To me, this just tells me a little bit writing on the wall why they didn't go out and make these moves. Right? It's because what they have right here, and I always say it, I'll stick to this, because they're a year away. If we're a year from now, it's sort of like if I'm going to put a clock, it puts a clock in Brad Holmes. Like, it's a year. It's next year's free agency, right, through the draft again, and seeing trade deadline next year, that's when you're probably going to make a move, because you're developing these guys that you've drafted. Broderick Martin is another example of that. What did we see from James Houston last year? And they're different players, although they're on the line, is development later in the season. So I like what I hear, but they obviously, the biggest thing is they like their guys.
D-Mac, let me ask you this, man. when you came into the league, because I always mark you on this. I always have you mark me on this. When you came into the league, your first game, second game, third game, after the initial adrenaline wears off, say you're like third or fourth game in the NHL. From that point, how long did it take you to understand that you belonged in this league, that you can play in this league and play well and be comfortable with what's going on out there? How long did that take, for real?
Man, it's like, seriously, you're going from playing and playing a year in the minors, you play against men, but it's a different game. So I'm going to say at least till Christmas.
Okay.
Right? At least
so
half the season.
It
takes time just to be consistent. The big thing that John Scott Jr. said there is getting repetition, getting into the fire. Now, you have to be good enough at some point to be able to get out there and get into game action, because there's nothing like playing, right? You can practice all you want, but the game's a different beast. So I would say at least halfway through the season. Right, and it's just more of confidence in yourself and in your teammates and the game plan and knowing the system. And football is different because you got to memorize all these plays and all this stuff. But it's so if I was going to relate it to hockey, it's more or less all the systems, all the ways that you're going to play, breakouts, all this stuff that you're absolutely confident in that. And you see look at me. You look at the evolution of my career or whatever like that. It got easier. It got better, to the fact that when the grind line's humming, we're all thinking on one wavelength. The defensive line isn't there yet, but they're working towards it. And from this interview and what they tell me is that Broderick Martin is a part of their future. Right now. Now.
You know what? I think I've just figured this all out.
All right.
Amon-Ra St. Brown messed this up for everybody. Like, you thought you just drop him in, you parachute in, and then boom, you're on the Hall of Fame gold jacket track, and that's it. So we just assume that everybody is like that, when obviously that is a unicorn example. So I blame Amon-Ra St. Brown. Is that fair?
That is fair.
I'm going to deflect. I'm going to fit my narrative and say the problem can't be me. The problem's got to be somebody else. So it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. You're at fault, ASB. Sorry. Is that cool?
You know what? That's a good point. Where you look at it where it's a double-edged sword, right? Where you're like, oh my God, we can get Amon-Ra St. Brown and guys like him in the fourth round. Every fourth rounder should be like Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's not the way it works. He's a unicorn. So this is what you want. Mm-hmm. I mean, I look at Broderick Martin the same way as I look at like Cody's Sorsdahl on the offensive line, like later draft picks, but guys who are now getting to be in there because they're relied upon because of whatever injuries or whatever, but they're getting into it slowly but surely. They don't rush. This regime doesn't like just throw you in there like a lot of other organizations do. It seems like a game plan.
That guy's 62. Derek Barnes, prime example of Brad Holmes' fourth-round picks growing into their final form, Neal. And, because we were – and look, I was guilty of it. Spenny, I know you were guilty of it. We were ready to throw that man away.
Yeah, he was praying to God. God answered his prayers. He's been playing well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Spenny, I'll go to you on this, like kind of the last word on this. The Broderick Martin thing. Do you think that played a part in a lack of activity in terms of addressing the defensive line at the trade deadline?
I mean, I don't know. I possibly. I don't know if it should have, because like I said, when he was in the game, I was watching his snaps. Like, I want to see what he's doing. I want to see how he looks. And he was moving people around, and he was commanding double teams. He had, some rookie mistakes where they were cutting off of him, and Josh Jacobs is a very elusive running back, so he made a couple moves on him. But I don't know if you would not make your team better because Broderick Martin had a decent game.
Well, they understand the whole package of what I'm saying, though. Yeah. Like, they kind of have an anticipation of what's coming down the line. I just figured I'd throw it out there just for a second, just see how it feels. All right. Fair. So I just wanted to do that. Just want to put that out there real quickly. Like when Guardian Alarm responds.
Oh, quickly. Absolutely, because you got to let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from Rhul. Yes, Rhul experts, professional technicians take time to recommend secure and automated solutions specific to your needs, but I need you to call Guardian Alarm today, the number 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed, but I need you to call the number. 1-800.
Stay
out.
Technology backed by people. Yes, real people. Homo sapiens. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and real people who have been proven to care. Business, personal, it doesn't matter. Guardian Alarm is there for you. So give them a call today. 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the injury list. Half of the Pistons lineup, please.
Stay out of the Red Wings nets. Ranger shot pucks. Jesus.
Yeah.
Guardian Alarm, local security experts. Some things are just tougher than others. Tell them Big D Energy we sent you.
What about Les Stanford?
Yeah, absolutely. What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. On Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com. Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
For 5 Iron Golf, downtown Detroit's newest sports bar. You know it, TrackMan simulators, 13 of them, certified golf instructors, and most importantly, and I tested this out last week at 5 Iron Golf in downtown Detroit, a full bar. Can confirm. They're a little light in the bourbon now after I left, but it is a full bar and a restaurant as well. They got the leagues going on. You can sign up as an individual. You can bring a foursome, however you want to do it. Look at it outside. This is how it's going to be for the next 6 months. You want to keep that golf game sharp? Go to 5irongolf.com. Join a league. Keep it in the regular rotation. Here's the deal. Sign up for the leagues. Use promo code Woodward10. You'll get 30% off your league fee. Again, individual, foursome, however you want to do it, you can do it. Go to 5irongolf.com and take a look around. All right, we are off. We are running here on a Wednesday. You guys know what it is. Big D Energy, Neal, Rhul, and of course, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter as well. Happy you all are with us. And credit to Spencer Raxter. He's not just a pretty face, everybody.
Well, thank you.
He's somebody that brings some stuff to the table. And he made me feel like an idiot because he took the most obvious thing and dropped it on the show sheet. And I know it's going to be electric. And I know people are going to talk about it. And I can't wait to discuss it with the people, D-Mac. Lions Chargers this weekend in L.A. Big city, bright lights, pretty ladies, all of it, everything that's going on. The most obvious storyline in this game, Justin Herbert v. Jared Goff.
Goff,
right?
back home?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's the most obvious thing in the world, right? And we didn't talk about it once.
No.
Where you at with it?
You know, as we're getting closer to the game, I like our spot. You know, as I'm watching David Montgomery highlights yesterday, running practice, running hard through doing drills and stuff like that, gives me confidence. I think that we're going to come out of this. You know, we're in the best. The schedule has helped us so much. We've definitely helped ourselves, but I think with having the bye week and we're going to be healthy and most of the guys are going to play, is that, yes, before, Neal, I know it's a spot in the NFL, but I think that we got a great chance to change the narrative. What I like is the weather. Goff's going home to somewhere that he's played before, right? So it's not like, going into Baltimore and stuff like this. I think that we line up good, and I have confidence. Right now, I'm leaning towards Lions victory. And it's more like, a lot of it too, Neal, it goes into San Diego and me trusting that Brandon Staley, who hasn't Brandon Staley in the last 2 games as a coach of the Chargers, is due. And again, I don't trust Justin Herbert. I trust Jared Goff more. Now, is Justin Herbert more athletic? Yes. But is Jared Goff a better quarterback at this point in his career? Yes.
We got to go to Spenny on this one. As a self-proclaimed Goff truther. That's your title, right?
Yes.
And it's self-proclaimed.
It is self-proclaimed.
All right, there you go. Where are you? This is as soon as I saw this was the one I wanted. What?
I had nothing. I just beat Gentry and Cup Pong.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Get better, Mike Gentry. Get better.
Threw me the bird after.
Get better. You got time? You got time to engage with the show, though, Spenny? Yeah, you go. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Locked in.
Herbert v. Goff. Your thoughts?
I mean, Goff is in a much better situation for sure. Like, he's got the better offensive line. He has the better offensive coordinator and play caller and system around him. He is a more mature quarterback where he takes what's given to him. He knows his strengths and he uses his strengths well. But Justin Herbert, he has the bigger arm. He is more athletic. He can do more things. Like, that is one thing that the Lions have struggled with, is quarterbacks that can move around the pocket, quarterbacks that can use their legs to extend plays and to make things happen. And I'd say Justin Herbert is the better talent, but right now Goff is the more complete quarterback.
Better quarterback.
Yeah. Justin Herbert has more talent, but right now Goff is their stats are basically
the same.
Identical.
Right.
Like, they're pretty much the same.
The pacing, all of it.
Yeah, all of it. But Goff is more in tune with what he's doing and going on. Herbert can have some of those kind of Josh Allen moments where he throws bad interceptions and things like that. And
in big spots, typically.
Big spots, yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes,
Darren McCarty.
Is this not the game for the Chargers to prove if they're real or not? To beat the Lions? Isn't this is a statement game for the Chargers against the Lions? We never
it
really
has to
say
be
that
because of the position they're in.
What I'm saying, and at home and everything else. So if you don't believe in the San Diego structure like I don't, right? This is a great spot you're going into, and it's different because I believe we're going to be healthier. We're coming into this sort of as a full team as we've been with the 53 guys we want out there, right? There should, a couple injuries maybe, but you have your team. This is where you go out and make a statement also, right? So to me, I don't believe in San Diego. I don't believe in Brandon Staley, and I believe that this is a statement game, big game for both teams. And to your point, it's bigger for the Chargers to win because of whatever else. But again, I'm about exact your will on these guys. Show the rest of the league that this ain't it, because you come out of here and you're 7-2 and stuff like this. You just set yourself up. You explained the schedule yesterday, right?
Yes.
With what you have ahead of you. So this is such a great opportunity. And I don't look at it as going into Kansas City game week 1, because I don't respect San Diego as much as I respect Kansas City. So let's go, boys.
And because I know, and look, when you break it down by the numbers, like dollars I'm talking about here, Herbert, obviously, last year of his rookie contract, he does have an extension that's already locked and loaded. He's got that 5 at $262, which is about the area that those guys are getting. He has a $71 million cap hit in 2028, which it's just boggles your mind. But that's going to be the commonplace, right?
Yeah.
By that time.
And they'll rework it to where 50 of it's a signing bonus or something
they've got a couple of ripcords that they can pull on the deal. But I mean, 220 of it's guaranteed, so there's not a ton of wiggle room that they can do. But so it is that, because that's how I kind of like it. that checks another box as we sit right now, going into next year, as the books sit right now. That's just another one of those examples where, for me, that's part of the attraction that I have for Jared Goff. Just because of there's no $71 million cap hit out there looming when he's 30 years old. You see what I'm saying? Now there could be in the future, but I can't predict the future. Only when I'm telling you who's going to win football games. That's the only time I'm good at predicting the future. But I can't, as far as what's going to happen down the road. So that's part of the attraction for me. So again, and I knew Catspot was going to do this. His cap hit next year is $19 million. Yes, I understand that because of the signing bonus and the things that have been stretched out. But again, down the road, and you can't wiggle your way about this right now. He's a $71 million cap hit at age 30 and a $60 million cap hit at age 31. The bill will come due, as it does with all the other deals. But that's the time and the space we live in. But that's not the time and the space that the Lions live in with Jared Goff. So again, we've had this discussion before. You know where I stand. I know where Spenny stands. I know where the Easies of the world and stuff like that stand. We just have a difference of philosophy. That's what it is. It's just, for me, Jared Goff and Herbert, I believe, Spenny, and I think we're in lockstep about that. If you look at the pace of their careers, I know they're in different spots. They didn't come in the league together. They're basically the same guy, except one guy hasn't blown a 29-point lead in the playoffs.
Yeah.
One guy's won playoff games and been to in conference championships and been to a Super Bowl. One guy hasn't. And those are the questions that Herbert has to answer. And that's why this game this weekend for Justin Herbert is huge. Because, guys, if they lose this game, they're 4-5 and they're effed. They are.
Yeah.
In the AFC.
AFC's back to being the AFC.
100%, man. Buffalo or Miami is going to be a wild card.
Yeah.
One of those two teams are going to be a wild card. You know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh's going to have a winning year because they never have a losing year.
Look at how Pittsburgh, they got a winning record right now, and look at how they've been getting it done.
Same with Cleveland. They don't even have a quarterback.
No one even talks about Cleveland.
Yeah. They have one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Oh, dude, Myles Garrett is in his bag right now.
But you see where I'm driving at here, though? So if you're the LA Chargers and you're 4-5,
and you would still have to play the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Bills after that.
Yeah.
And you're 4-5.
Yikes.
You're cooked. They have to win this game. They don't have a choice. Their season rides on this game. You see, D-Mac, and I think everyone's kind of opening their eyes a little bit to where I'm coming from. This is a spot game. It's a game they have to have. It's a non-negotiable. They will bring their A game this weekend.
So go in and rip their hearts out.
And that's what you're going to be going up against, D-Mac. So, yeah, to get on that level, you got to get on that level.
Real quick before we go to break.
Yes.
And I forget who brought it up, but Scott Daly, our long snapper, going on the IR. Is that a concern to anybody? Because I said it's a concern until it is. It's not a concern until it is. But who is it? Did Muleback come out of retirement?
Yeah,
or?
I mean,
who that and subtly one of those little intricate little behind the scenes where it'll be interesting to see who's going to do the job. And
I forget who. I think Justin Rogers asked him after the game versus the Raiders who would be the emergency long snapper if he couldn't go out there because he was hurt, and he said it'd probably either be Hutch or Anzalone.
Could you imagine Hutchinson out there?
That would be so funny
as a long snapper.
But just something to think about. It just that those little things that you.
I know
forget.
they signed somebody. I can't remember who they signed. I have to look it up now because I need to know. I love how when you do that. Jake McQuaid is a long snapper.
Jack McQuaid's the actor from The Boys that you should have watched last night.
I should have. I know. I should have.
All right, Jake McQuaid, let's go.
Yes.
He's got a great name.
McQuaid spent part of training camp with the Lions competing with him for the long snapping job, but he's back, so there it is.
There we go.
But you talk about someone walking into a no-win situation. That is Jake McQuaid. Only bad things can happen to him. Nothing good can happen.
You never need to know the long snapper's name
until you do.
When do you know it? When he messes up.
God, I feel bad for that dude, man. You talk about a no-win scenario. That is, God, that is it. Hey, Lions pregame. That's a can't-lose scenario. Right here on Woodward Sports, we do NFL Sundays better than anyone. The franchise, Jeff Iafrate, weekly special guest. I've been a part of it. I enjoy my time on the Lions pregame show. On Sunday, 1 o'clock games, 9:30 a.m., do the math, everybody. You guys can figure out when it starts for a 4 o'clock game right here on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Common W, big boy. Yes, it's comfort food season, everyone. Wintertime in Detroit's always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmigiano or the new Southern Comfort chicken bowl.
That looks really good.
Any word if they put Southern Comfort in it, Spenny? We don't know?
We don't know.
All right, what about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes, they're back. The classic lumberjack. The Santa Fe Garden. Also, this has got DMAC written all over it. The apple pie hotcakes that are too good to miss. Top it all off with a new gingerbread shake for dessert. Who says no? Get to your local Big Boy today.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a $100K Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps.
Yup.
It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Feel good, look great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. Go to drinkcintron.com/Vegas to figure out how you can enter to win.
You all right there, Spenny?
Yeah. Had a micro stroke. I'm all right.
But we're back, though, baby.
We're back.
We are back. Coming up in a couple minutes, we are going to do our inaugural top 5 list in honor of the morning show. You know, that'll spend 30 minutes giving you a list, you know, pushing that easy button. So we're going to do it, too. Why should we have to work hard? I don't know. But we're going to do our debut segment of our top 5 list. And, hey, everyone rejoice because it's in the place of Wednesdays with Flannel. So that'll time up nicely. But I did just want to, you know, finish off this just Jared Goff, Justin Herbert discussion. And I'm surprised, like, the needle doesn't seem to be moved with it. They are mirror images of each other, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like,
Pretty
I mean,
close. Their stats are eerily similar this year.
yeah, it's wild. Broder says Neal needs one of those Dan Campbell Lions T-shirts that says salty. Why is that?
I don't know.
What am I salty about, Broder? You got, as a Michigan man, you got your own issues to deal with right now. By the way, D-Mac, I did want to touch on this just real quickly. Did you guys catch the thing about Connor Stallions heading up an LLC that Blake Corum's name is on and having problems with the HOA because he has a secondary vacuum company that he started up and actually has an Amazon store? D-Mac,
I just saw the picture of his, if it was his front porch or whatever like this outside his house that had, I don't know, I counted 50 vacuums, right? If that is that's what you're talking about. My hope that you bring any of this stuff up is the fact that it's not going away and people are just digging deeper and
D-Mac,
this and that
every
and-
day, I never want this to end. Not
I
because
know you don't.
No, and look, like I know what everyone's going to snap react to that and say, well, because you're a Michigan hater and stuff like that. I don't even think a ton of stuff should come out of this. Like, for real, I don't. I mean, they did break rules. So, I mean, something will happen, and something's going to happen because much like J.J. McCarthy's 140-yard, 3-interception game against Bowling Green, you know what else has been whitewashed? Spenny, what's with that smile on your face?
Nothing.
You know what else has been whitewashed? In the same vein as 140 yards, 3 interceptions, yet he's a Heisman contender against Bowling Green, is Jim Harbaugh has already been suspended this year.
Yeah.
Like, he could get suspended again. Like, what coach has ever been suspended twice in a season in the history of college football?
I'm sure there's somebody.
No one talks about that.
No. Ben Hobbs. Every game is in a vacuum. Every low-level staffer is in the vacuum business.
Can we tag that one and put it at the top and leave that up there in perpetuity?
That was great.
That one.
No, which isn't? Am I reading this correctly? That we're looking for sanctions to come down on the coach, not on the program, right? To not affect them.
The reason I
So
brought
it's
it up.
unprecedented to
idea
what you're
what's
saying
going
as a
on at
coach
this
being
point.
suspended twice in the same season.
Yeah.
For violations.
Right. And guys, like, that plays a part in it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have a record, a past record, that is influential in determining what happens to you the second time you're guilty of breaking the rules within the same season. So, you know, like, that's what it is. And look, we've done this. Juice's Ghost, U of M slander, gives Neal the hardest brick. He loves that ish. How have I slandered him?
I don't know.
Did I not just tell you what the reports were?
Like I said, man, if you don't suckle at the teat, you're a hater. It's a cult.
Guys, this isn't helping your case here, man. I don't think a lot should happen of it. I don't. All I want to hear you guys say is, hey, we cheat too. We're a scumbag program too. We're not the leaders and best. We'll get in the weeds like everybody else. That's all I want to hear you guys say. Is that slanderous? All I did was tell you guys what happened. How am I slandering Michigan? I didn't do it. I don't have an LLC in Wyoming with Blake Corum as a co-founder of it. I didn't do that. I didn't sell vacuums out of my home on Amazon. Your staffer did that. Why am I slandering Michigan?
Wait, what's the vacuum thing? Is that like illegal?
He sold like refurbished vacuums. It's not illegal. I mean,
It's just weird.
It was illegal to do in the neighborhood he lived in because the HOA. He had vacuums on his porch and stuff like that. Like, the HOA was like, bruh.
Can't hate the grind.
So my question is, how long
Start that
before the
business,
30 for
huh?
30
Somebody have to
or
get
the
in that
Netflix
business. Check it
special
out.
or whatever when this comes out? You know that it's coming down the pipeline, right?
Oh, yeah, and here's why. Like, one of the reasons I did bring this up, I never want this to go away because you couldn't write this. If Netflix came out with this, no one would watch it.
It's like R. Kelly trapped in a closet. Like, it just keeps getting more absurd.
It is. It is incredible. Kevin Bell, because you have no proof, just a goofball telling lies.
Wait, how does Alex? I value your opinion as a thing, but this doesn't, Alex Merrill, this does not make sense. Where he said, you just gotta love, where is it? I lost it. You just gotta love the fact that you'd bring it up. He says that you bring it up even if it wasn't brought up. What are you talking about? It's
How would I know?
everywhere. You have to talk about it. It's not going away.
How would I know if nobody brought it up? How would I know? I'm not up on LLC holdings in Wyoming. I don't do that. I'm not looking for a secondary market vacuum on Amazon. Somebody help me with this, please. One of you in here, please help me right now.
I don't know, man.
All I did was say what was reported. The reason that I brought it up, A, it was reported, and B, when I listen to the Michigan people in the media in the town, their tenor changed overnight. Like, their cadence changed. And the word on the street is this is supposed to drop tomorrow. So I'm wondering if Harbaugh gets suspended for a second time in a season.
Here's Neal. This should tell you everything, right? Councilman Colosio, who's out in San Diego, and he says the fact that this is a national story. Michigan is front page news, and you're talking to a guy out west in San Diego, so this ain't going away. To see how it's done. I love the fact, and Mike G brought this up, but I love the fact in the article about the vacuums is that he blamed it on his neighbor who was a Spartan fan. Like, come on, man.
That's my point.
That's
They're his vacuums.
Use vacuums, man.
I mean, hey, I don't care about that. Can't
Alex, they're not strays, bro. He's not throwing strays at you when they're factual. Yeah. He's telling you the truth of what is out there, whether you like it or not. You got to live up to it. That's the problem. Whether you like to hear it or not.
What'd you say, Spenny?
We should get Connor Stallions on the show.
We should, as a matter of fact.
Have him pitch.
You kidding? The only way he'd come on is with friggin' Sam Flannel. Are you kidding me?
Or 2 to 4. Steve Weirs, did you see the report that Ohio State and Rutgers gave Michigan signs to Purdue during the Big Ten tournament?
And how did that work out?
I mean, Big Ten tournament. What's he talking about? So what's he talking about? The playoff? Is he talking about football or basketball? I did see the report that there was a document going around with Michigan signs and stuff like that. I do understand that. I don't see any reports that they sent somebody in person to record it, though. And I also didn't see any of their coaches get suspended once already this year. See, like, I can play that game too. But then, Steve, I would say, hey, let's just let it play out with the other teams. Let's just let it play out.
Jay Sangles, if Stallions killed a guy, Neal wouldn't be as mad as he is right. Neal's not mad.
Not mad.
Are you kidding me? Neal's just out here
guys,
the truth.
I'm happy you guys were doing this stuff because it shows me that maybe you want to get in the waters with other programs.
And here's the thing. If you didn't see, because we talked about this before, Bill Self, the coach for Kansas.
Lifetime contract.
Highest contract. What did you say? Highest coach, right? That's how you do it.
That's exactly how you do it.
That's how you do it. Whatever that doing it is that he's done it the best way. That the whole point is that we're happy that you're swimming in these waters. Just do better.
Right. Like that's he was probed by the FBI, and now he's college basketball's highest paid coach with a lifetime contract. Will Wade got fired, and he's coaching in some Division III.
Rick Pitino's back.
Rick Pitino's back. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
some
Katz,
people,
that's the point. Bill Self's the biggest cheater in college football. That's the point.
And he's elite at it.
And he's elite. Exactly. So be elite.
Be elite. Don't have your low-level staffer buy tickets in his own. You think Bill Self's low-level staffer that was dropping off the bags, you think like he showed up in a car in his name or booked travel on his own credit card? No. Like, be elite at it. This whole thing is like a perfect mirror to the Big Ten and the SEC. This whole thing is. Like, you're not as good at them as them on the football field. That's confirmed, right? Can we say that, Spenny?
Yes.
Mike Gentry, you're a Michigan fan. Can we say that? Is that fair?
What was it? Sorry.
That the Big Ten cannot compete with the SEC on the football field. We have 2 decades of data on it, right?
Fair.
Okay. Fair. So we're there with that. Apparently they're not as good at cheating, but you're trying, and I respect that. So I'm on your guys' side here, Michigan fan. So everybody just calm down. And as far as the other teams that had your signs, maybe we should just let it play out.
They did nothing wrong.
They didn't. Yeah, it's a nothing burger.
Yeah,
that's what I was told.
That's the best part for me. Like, if Michigan fans are mad about the other teams having signs and cheating, that means they're admitting that they cheated.
That's all I want. Like, just say, we cheated.
Yeah, and I said it
so
from
what?
the jump. I don't care.
What are you going to do about it? Kansas just signed Bill Self to a lifetime deal. That's the way you do it.
Michigan could have not had MSU signs and still clapped them by 40. It wouldn't have made a difference.
You guys got your own issues.
Yes, we do. Need a head coach. Bring him home.
Anybody?
Urban.
Anybody at all?
Bring Urban home.
Phil Phelps says, so basically you're saying the University of Michigan should apologize for not being as good at criminals like the SEC teams. Well, no, they're not going to apologize. They'll have to pay the price for it. Like, that's what it is. And because nothing's going to happen to them this year, Michigan fans. You're too important. There's too many of you that watch those games in desperation to have more than half a national title since you took trains to games. Again, that's not my assessment. That's not my opinion. That's what it is.
Maz was there.
Maz was there. He had a hat on. It said press and everything. All right, we come back. The inaugural top 5 list. I can't wait. Everybody loves a good list. So we're going to do it, and we're going to do it our style.
Football's on the brain, college, professional sports. What a great time of year. Also the perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it with a pro with Swiss Insurance. Give our friend Mark a call today, 248-800-4177, or go to Swiss Insurance today, SwissINS.com. Tell them Woodward Sports we sent you.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
What's up, everybody? Tired of your same old tired Detroit sports merchandise? We can fix that. Go to woodwardsports.com/shop. Yes, the Stoke Not Scared t-shirt right there in the front and center. Should be in the front and center of your closet. It's hoodie season. It's beanie season in full swing right now. Get equipped, everybody. woodwardsports.com/shop. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's Woodward Sports golf line as well. woodwardsports.com/shop. Look the flyest in town. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, Michigan Slappy, Big Mike Gentry as well. He's back on his hoodie game, everybody.
Always. Had to take a day off, rep the Red Wings for game day, but hoodie season's back.
Yeah, let's not do that one again. See if it plays out better.
That's fair.
So they're not down 5-0. They're down 1-0. I go upstairs, read my daughter a book, come back down. It's 5-0. What happened?
It was tough. It was a bad game.
That was a long book.
Yeah, that was a very
No,
long
the
book.
problem was it was a short book. But no, just kind of wrapping up this the Michigan football discussion. Rad says, I love that other teams had Michigan signs. They could tell every other team in the Big Ten exactly what play they're going to run the last 2 years, and it wouldn't have mattered. Big boy football. Well, Rad, I wouldn't exactly call the Big Ten big boy football. Is that fair or no? What else we have in here? Kevin Bell. When Georgia and Alabama lose, they don't lose any rankings. When Michigan and Ohio State play, they say whoever loses should not be in the playoff. Well, except Kevin last year when the loser did go into the playoff. And except this year when the loser's going to go into the playoff again. Because, Kevin, it's not about the best football teams. It's not about the championship matchup. It's WWE. And the college football playoff is college football's WrestleMania. And they're going to set up the matchups the way that they set up the matchups. Kevin, I would ask you this. And again, mark me, gentlemen. Is this not the worst year of Big Ten football we've seen in a long time?
Yeah, there's really only 2 really good teams. I don't even know if Ohio State's all that good.
And to be fair, we think we know about Michigan.
Well, I
You
know,
think you know.
I know Michigan's a good team.
Well, like Big Ten good.
They're better than Big Ten good.
Are they? Okay.
They're one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to find that out, right?
Right, well, we got to play the game.
No matter what you think, we're going to find that out. But is that fair to say? This is as down as a Big Ten has been in a long, long time.
I'll agree.
100%.
Yes.
So, Kevin Bell, I would go to you and say the fact that you're going to get 2 teams from this low-level football conference in the grand scheme of things into the playoff, doesn't that kind of fly in the face of what you just said, D-Mac? I go to you for comment.
Yeah, or no. It all depends on how it's going to play out. But at the end of the day, look at the dollar and what the Michigan dollar brings. So it's almost in a down year like this, they have to have Michigan in that playoffs, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, do I agree? So Neal, you have been adamant. You were adamant last year, right? That whoever lost the Big Ten would get into the playoffs. You feel the same? It's the same situation as it was last year.
Yes.
Even in a weaker. Like across the board, would you say the SEC's down or the Pac? Because it seems to me like the Western teams and the Pac-12 and stuff like this, teams are a little bit better. I mean, is this Washington team, legit? Like who's gonna like? The question is that who can knock out the second Big Ten team?
Well, no, because they play real teams. Yeah, well, they play real teams, so they get consumed.
I understand
they consume
that,
each
but
other.
Here's the question, right? Whoever loses between Ohio State and Michigan
is going to go.
You say that,
yes.
But I'm saying that in today's temperature, that I don't think it is that way because it's more even, and this is the year that they would put a Pac-10 or Pac-12 team in there.
No, because Washington's going to lose a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I still think that, okay. But, I mean, you're going by the same argument that you had last year.
Absolutely. Just
and
substitute
the fact
USC
that the Big
for
Ten
Washington.
is down, it doesn't matter.
Correct. All right. Because Washington's still got to play Utah. They're at Oregon State.
We're gonna see now the fact that this Michigan stuff's all hasn't gone away. The Connor Stallions and stuff. Could that impact?
No.
If they lose.
No. Oh, okay. if they lose, no, still no.
Okay. Because
still
it would give them everybody who is poo-pooing Michigan or thinking they cheated or whatever. It would give them the reason.
But
not
they
to
would
put
have
them
only
in.
lost to the number one team.
Okay, I agree, but
you see what I'm saying?
No, I understand, but we're talking about the NCAA, and it's whatever their narrative is.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted that it's not to fulfill their narrative. You just don't 100% know what their narrative is. You think it is the same thing as last year, but it might not be.
No, but it will end up being that way because again,
but it might not be
because
you can't say 100% for sure that it will be, but it's trending towards being the same as last year.
Yeah, because Washington, like I said, Washington's playing Utah, Oregon State, and they have the Pac-12 title game where they will probably have to play Oregon again.
But isn't this so to me that no matter what happens with Connor Stallions, and then we're hearing the fact
that's
that
a non-factor.
That is a non-factor, even when it comes down to it, if there is a loss in that. So
yeah.
I don't trust the NCAA not fulfilling
the college football playoff told you that already.
Yeah, you're right.
They said that's an NCAA issue. That's not a college football playoff issue. Like the groundwork's been laid. Like I can't, you can see this coming from a mile away, man. Because they are WWE and this is WrestleMania. And they are going to have The Rock face Stone Cold. Like they're going to have that. And then they're going to have them both be in the playoff so they can, they'll set this up, right? Like, to put it in your terms, D-Mac, like Hell in the Cell and the Royal Rumble will be the two playoff games, right?
Right.
Then WrestleMania is the national championship game.
Right.
So they'll try to set that up that way. As such, they're going to have The Rock and Stone Cold in that playoff. No doubt.
And
no doubt.
You're saying The Rock is Stone Cold or Ohio State and Michigan?
Yeah, because the groundwork's already done, right? So Ohio State loses. Right?
We saw it last year.
Ohio State loses.
It's the same situation
but
as last year.
But look at the wins they have. They lost to the number 3 team.
Is it, if I go back to last year,
you can rerun it.
Is it the same thing playing out again?
Yes. 100%. Because watch the numbers that the Michigan-Ohio State game draws. It's going to be a 10 million plus audience, D-Mac.
Follow the money.
Follow the money, dude. Like, and everyone's like getting really big mad at me right now. I don't understand it. Adam Latour, Michigan needs to win out because of the cheating scandal. No, they don't, Adam. The cheating scandal is not a college football playoff problem. It's an NCAA problem. This thing is broken off, man. Like, I'm just trying to get everybody to understand that.
Yeah. So in the college football playoff and the NCAA, different agendas?
Different agendas, different narratives, man. Different goals. Well, not different goals, different narratives. The goals are the same. How can I squeeze more money out of Peacock and Fox?
And you need Michigan.
And you have to have Michigan.
Yeah.
You have to, because the fans are desperate. They're going to watch. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't... Do you...
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Right.
That's the the way it is.
And that's what I'm trying to project to the people, man. I understand how this stuff works, dude. I'm not mad at it. I get it. The corporation's going to end up there. Vince McMahon's going to be there.
Yeah, always at the end of the day.
It's his company.
Yep.
Neal's
Not
Michigan
anymore,
Bias
yeah.
is a Sunday night live event that 300 people show up for. How is this like a Michigan Bias? D-Mac, did I say anything different than I said last year?
No.
And how did it play out last year?
Exactly the way that you're saying it's going to play out the same this year.
Yeah. So I'm not mad about it, dude. I'm not mad about it.
And if you look at, I go back and you look at this Big Ten media deal, right? Where all that money's coming from, right? Where the Big Ten, the money value, there's two different conversations here, right? Because it's narrative driven on money.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the most money the NCAA can make with who in the playoffs?
Michigan and Ohio State.
So the playoff committee's narrative goes towards the dollar.
Absolutely. Here on Mark M says, Texas, Oregon, Washington, Alabama have something to say about two Big Ten teams. It's Texas. Like, you guys understand, we still have a little ways to go here in the rest of this. Texas still got to play Oklahoma again or whoever they got to play in the Big 12 title game. I don't trust Texas. Spenny, do you trust Texas to win in a win and get in scenario?
No, I wanted to, but I don't.
But you don't. They lost to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying here? Oregon and Washington. They're going to cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Washington will lose somewhere along the line. They got to play Oregon again. Somebody's already going to have a ding. And then you'll have Michigan sitting there. Their only loss is to the number one team. Because when they talk about Michigan, they talk about game control. Florida State, they talk about the schedule. Have you watched the selection?
No.
When they talk about Florida State, they talk about schedule. When they talk about Michigan, they talk about game control. Like that, they're number one in the nation in it. So that's what it is. All right, top five list. When we come back, the inaugural edition of it. Can't wait for it. Planet Fitness, everybody. We're live in the Planet Fitness studios. You guys already know what it is with Planet Fitness. The judgment-free zone where you can work out and work on your fitness goals. $1 down, $10 a month. Boom, you're in. Need access to a few more Planet Fitness clubs? No problem. Black Card, $24.99 a month. Access to over 2,400 Planet Fitni around the world. There's 50 of them in Metro Detroit alone. Tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights. Nobody's in your way. You're never waiting for stuff. You get in, you get your work done, you take a shower in sparkling clean facilities, and you bounce. That's how it goes down every single day. Go to planetfitness.com. You can join there or pull in the parking lot of your local Planet Fitness. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
No rock walls.
No rock walls.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Let's talk about Outdoor Equipment Company, official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. Bad Boy mowers, tractor, steel handhelds, even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators, Snow X plows, and Salters. Outdoor Equip Co. has it all. Buy it, rent it, zero. Yes, 0% financing. They'll even deliver it to your doorstep. Get a hold of them today, OutdoorEquipCo.com. Tell them Big D Energy we sent you.
All right, the time has come. Real quick, because somebody asked. Neal, say Michigan loses Penn State but beats Ohio State. They're Big Ten champions. They're in. Period. End of story. So that's your quick answer to that. It is time. Now, you see this on shows where people do a list, right? Mm-hmm. They push the easy button. They drop a top 10 list on you or something like that. So we figured we would get in on the act. We're not going to do a top 10 list. That's boring. Other shows do that. So we figured here on Big D Energy, we would do a top 5 list. Now, all 4 of us have one.
Yep.
We will go around the room, and we'll be doing this every week. Hard-hitting topics. Mm-hmm. Your favorite day of the week. Your favorite month of the year.
Day of the week's a good one.
Your favorite beer.
Yeah.
All of it. We'll take your suggestions for just random stuff. Because, hey, it's easy button. Let somebody else do the work.
Can I go first? Mine's easy.
Spenny has conviction. So today, for our inaugural episode, our inaugural edition of our top five, Spencer Raxter will kick things off. Power rank your top 5 Woodward Sports show. Spencer Raxter, you have the podium.
All right, here is my top 5 Woodward Sports shows.
All right.
At number 1, I have the Woodward Heavyweights. At number 2, I have Big D Energy. And then at number 3, I have the rest.
So it's a tie for third.
It's a 5-way tie for third.
You're not getting off that easy. That's something that they would do this on the morning show.
That's bullshit.
No,
Look at you, corporate guy. I'm not going to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
The list is made.
Third, fourth. Who are the 3 that are tied for third? It's a top 5 list. You can't get out of that.
Tied for third is Booner and Broder, The Final Word, and The Morning Show. All tied for third.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
That's
it
my
was.
top 5 list.
Reason for the heavyweights being number 1.
I mean, it's fun. We get to say good stuff.
You know what? Again, I've told you this publicly many, many times. You guys have carved out a niche on that show that is an underserved market in the talk world.
And imagine if they could do it the way that they're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Like, because from day one, the plan, right? Which
it's innovative what you guys have done. You and Easy are perfect at it, man.
Oh, yeah.
With all and it's not. I'm not saying that like talking down on you.
No.
You know I have a lot of creative respect for what you guys do.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. Appreciate that.
It's in your wheelhouse and it fits you guys perfectly. You guys are good at it, man. It's like the perfect thing.
Appreciate that.
So you guys, it's very good. 5-7, by the way,
5
on
to
Woodward
7.
Sports. If you want to check it out. Mike Gentry, you want to go next, my friend?
Fuck it, throw me up.
Top 5. The top 5 list here on Big D Energy. The top 5 Woodward Sports shows.
Number 1. I have a lot of love for my friend over there in that other booth. He's very funny. He's got great hair, great laugh. He's a great cup pong player, all the above. Number 2, Big D Energy. Obviously, I have my brother D-Mac on here. Neal, Rhul, great, the golden voice. Number 3, I'm going the Morning Wood, Jeff Iafrady and the boys.
Why?
Because I love Jeff. Jeff's always been my right hand since I've got here, so I have a lot of respect for him.
Okay.
And he runs a great, fine local morning show.
They used to do the Jeff and Gentry show, so they're sort of in cahoots.
Ryan's reaction says, "God damn it, Mike! BDE is number 1." I just wanted. That's what the people are saying in the streets. All right, continue.
But my love for Spencer overweighs some things. And then 4, I got Booner and Broder. Those guys just starting. Great show. Booner, he's electric. And then at number 5, I got the Final Word, but 4 and 5 are basically tied. I didn't know we could do ties. I didn't know that we could just do 3 and put the rest. I'm not soft, so I actually ordered them out.
Just when you sneeze. You're only soft when you sneeze, kid. That's it.
Whatever. All right,
question.
that is my list.
Okay, some questions from the media. Mr. Gentry, why do you have the Final Word so far down the list?
Honestly, I just have my top 2 shows, and the rest are in a blender. So they could all be 3, 4, and 5. They're all very close.
All right, that's fair. D-Mac, you want to go next? Sure.
I will.
Mr. Darren McCarty, present your list. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
We'll start at the bottom. Tied for 5th, the Final Word and the Booner and Broder show. Obviously, it might be some contention because, I never get asked to be on that show or anything like that.
Yes.
But Booner and Broder, yes, for the time they've been on there, have really climbed in. My number 4 is Woodward in Maine with Gabby, Broder, and Terry. Obviously, I learned a little bit more on football.
And somebody, just before you did your list, somebody said, wow, no love for Woodward in Maine. There you go.
I got love for Woodward in Maine. I agree. Gabby had a great thing, something that I love the way that she looks at the game and stuff like this, because I wondered the same thing of watching Anzalone and that blonde hair running all across the defensive front. So something to connect with. Obviously, the heavies, they're my boys. Big D Energy's
Hold on, D-Mac. Louis Perlacki. WTF is the final word. I just had to put that one out there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's the bottom line for everybody else. But Neal calls it the final word, so we go there. Big D Energy's number 2, and my number 1 favorite thing is the Lions live stream. Sweating Booner's bats, being in here with Spenny and having fun with the boys. Fans. So that to me is the number 1.
Theo SG.
Shout out to D-Mac. That's a great
It
list.
is a good list. Theo SG says game day live streams greater than. So there's that. Ryan's reaction. Final word is Ermanni's show. It is. That's it. FJ 1967. We need a drum roll for Neal's picks.
The morning Woodward show didn't even make D-Mac's list.
I know.
Wow, D-Mac, anything to say for that?
Yes, Mr. McCarty. Why was it?
I mean, actions require reactions, right? I mean, you can have your own opinion and do whatever you want, and then my list will deter, right? Obviously, we know. Like, fuck, I'm putting Flannel on there. Give me a fucking break. Fuck, you didn't even make my top 10. That we didn't do top 10s.
There ain't even 10 takes. There ain't even 10 shows.
I mean, even the greatness of Hollywood Iafredi couldn't even get him out of the doldrums.
Oh man, Steven Syret says we call that the Flannel effect. I guess there is. Andrew Ford.
He's not Flannel no more. Have you guys ever seen?
That's true.
He's changed it up.
He went away. He's gone. He's gone to Hollywood.
It's Samuel.
Yeah.
Samuel in the morning.
Yeah. All right, here we go, everybody. It's time for Neal Rhule's list. Top 5 Woodward shows. At number 5.
Look at that look.
Tied at 4. Like you would say by the math, it's tied for 4th. But really in this book, it's tied for 5th. Between Morning Woodward with Jeff Iafredi, the franchise, and Sam Flannel. And the final word with Ermanni, Edwards, and Maz. And look, there's nothing wrong with infomercials, okay? Infomercials have carved out a place in this culture where we will watch when we get home from the bar at 2:30 a.m.
Yeah.
We will order CD collections, though we don't have a CD player.
One time, me and the boys were in one of our garages medicating for a long time, and it was like 2 a.m. We watched the same infomercial on a mop for like an hour and a half.
See? Yeah. There's a place for it.
It was a cool mop, though.
Yeah, there you go. And they can be fun.
You wanted that mop.
Yeah,
you really wanted that mop.
For sure.
They can be fun. I'm not saying there's not a place for them.
Well,
and if you like Michigan infomercials, then the final word is your home.
That's fair.
That's where you roll out to. That's fine. I can't hate it. Also tied for 5th, Morning Woodward with the franchise Jeff Iafredi, who is, scared of bees. I don't want to personally denigrate him or anything like that.
Yeah.
But those are his actions. I can take all you can bring.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? Sam Flannel, he's dinged by Sam Flannel.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. He made that business decision, and there he was. At number 3, I have Booner and Broder. Young Bucks. Rookie contracts. You know what I'm saying? Very promising draft picks, those two guys are. Now, they got to pay their dues.
For sure.
And get through there. You don't just show up here and do this. They got to pay their dues, and that's fine. They're doing very well.
They are.
You can't argue with the results. They're doing very, very well. I really, particularly, now Broder's a Michigan man, but him and I are friends.
Yes.
He struck out George Springer.
He did.
For Michigan baseball.
He sure did.
Now, granted, Oakland's beat him the last 2 years in baseball, but whatever. You guys let your baseball coach go to Clemson. I can't help you with that. Booner, like Booner. Booner's fun, giving out 16-1, shots that hit.
Yeah. Booner never loses.
He's the second best at picking games at this network.
It's fair.
Number 2, the Woodward heavyweights, for all the reasons I described earlier.
Appreciate that.
That, it is something that you do not get anywhere else in this town, but it works. And we have the data to tell you that it works. Just look at the views next to their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This guy will not stop coming, dude. Lorena Rios, Booner is Neal's son. That is not true.
That is not true.
Well, you would think so, the way that his bets go.
Yeah,
the
well,
way he's been crushing
Yeah.
bets, especially in the live stream. That's my favorite part, sweating Booner bets.
No, you absolutely would suggest that. The Booner Sports Show. Respect Neal. Woodward Knights has some work to do to get on the bottom.
Just no rep. It's Broderick Martin. We
Get
need
off
you
the
to get
bottom of the
reps,
list.
boys.
Yeah.
You know, we got you in there. You're finally in. We like what we see. Definitely, if I'm going to go with anybody that could be a mover and a shaker on that list, I expect, if we do this list again in 6 months or something, that Booner and Broder would be higher on the list, possibly.
Yeah, they'll be there. Getting the reactions to the show here. Theo SG live streams are just different. No, they are, and
Fun.
that's a nerve that nobody in this market has cracked before.
Yeah,
and like being serious, like we're joking and stuff like that, but you notice that's a theme with Woodward, like shit that nobody else in the like. You're used to just the 4 shows that are the 4 shows with the same 4 people that have been in this market for 30 years. And it's different. Freddie Felt 313 disagrees, says heavyweights are cheeks.
Yeah, your mom's cheeks.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, yo!
Absolutely. But yeah, that's what it is. Burns says Booner is humble about it. He knows that Neal is untouchable. Nobody's untouchable. Man.
Nobody's untouchable.
Nobody is untouchable. We're just lucky
Except for the final word.
Except for the final word. Now they're untouchable.
Yes.
And then look, DMAC, part of the reasons for the final word rankings, and we've discussed it here. They are kind of like, it's fitting that they're the Michigan infomercial because they are kind of like the Michigan. Dump a ton of resources into them. They're good. They're good. They're not quite as good as the best people are at this network.
And you know what's the real number one? Is the Woodward Sports Chat. The Woodward Sports Chat is the real number one. We wouldn't be able to do it without all you guys, and we all appreciate you tapping in. Enjoy. I have a lot of fun just sitting here and reading the chat for half of the show. You guys make me laugh a lot.
100%.
So appreciate you guys.
100%.
Spenny, give me the camera.
Trademark.
Good stuff right there, Spenny. No, for real. And that is the other thing, too. Like, real quick, since we are talking about it, like the Woodward Sports Chat, listen to callers into talk radio in this town and look at our chat.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say about that. Elite.
The chat's all. I love
The
it.
chat-
I love the chat.
I could program a show off the chat.
You
for
do
sure.
sometimes.
I do sometimes.
No, I mean, and I think that's the whole little thing is every show's got its bread and butter, right? And definitely we take pride. You and I both take pride that this is the fan interaction. Yeah, you might not get a phone call, but we're dived into the chat. You're as good at the chat thread and making people feel a part of it. And I see people saying that also.
And the different vibes from chat to chat based on the shows.
Yes.
Oh.
It's crazy.
It's savage. It's savage.
Heavyweights
It is.
chat is a fucking free for all, man. People get after.
I
it.
bet it's just a freak show.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. I love it. They go after our guests. They attack people. It's a lot of fun. We had one where we started the show talking about movies that would have made funny porn parodies, and they carried it for the entire 2-hour show of just putting in different movie names that would have been funny porn parodies. It was a great day.
It is wild. No, it is absolutely wild. Lewis says the E&E chat's lame. They never include us.
Yeah, the BDE chat is top tier for sure.
Well, you got to go off script to do that stuff.
Yeah.
It can't all be planned. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is it. But the moral of the story is we're doing it better than anybody in this town. Just like the Lions post-game show. Doing it better than anybody in this town. Maz stick. Maz pops the collar. You know what it is. Me is from the Final Word. Final Word fame.
Yeah.
No, but they're carrying the mail to every Lions post game. Speaking, you guys know the drill. You go right after the Lions game, boom, you slide right into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Stick and Mass, special guest as well. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel and get it in. Just like I had to get in some cat food for Hunter the cat.
For Brandon Katz. All you have to do is go to Premier Pet Supply. When it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food, lowest prices, and curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good. It's the whiff for the first playoff win in 31 years. A gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you're missing out. Trust me, they're so smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Hit Woodward Glorious. Go to www.gloriouscanna2ns.com.
All right, keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhul, and Darren McCarty, and Big Mike Gentry, and Spencer Raxter, and all of you here on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Chat Answer 14. Neal, I'm sure you'll have some BS fall out of your mouth to the condition on the issue of Michigan does win the Natty. Again, Answer 14, you don't listen. How can you disparage someone winning a national title? Right? How? You'll never hear that from me. Spenny, I've been consistent with that.
Yeah.
You got to go win it, though. You got to win it more than winning a half since you took trains to games, because that's what it is. You can't disparage someone that goes out and wins the national title. There's none of that. There's no asterisk. I watched it. Like, if they win it, I will have watched it. Just like Reggie Bush is a Heisman winner. I watched it. I watched him get the Heisman. I don't care what happens after that. Doesn't matter. Jack Harrington, it's natty or bust. Real cream of wheat, Big Ten championships don't count. Yeah, no one cares about that. Nobody nationally cares about that. Red Wings last night got cooked in New York by the Rangers. It was disappointing, D-Mac, just because, you had talked about it, that you were tapping in. I was BMG always is tapped in. He doesn't really count. Were you locked in, Spenny?
Yeah, like I said, for the first three.
And then you tapped out, and that's fine. It sucks when it goes down like that. And I think that's the hardest part, D-Mac, about a quote-unquote rebuilding team, especially when you get a taste and they beat the Bruins, and you're like, okay, maybe we've turned the corner. And then you watch them play the Rangers, and you're like, nah.
No, it goes to show you a couple things, that there's no gimmies in this league. And, tough teams to play, but that's why the Rangers, this team is a team that's supposed to compete for a Stanley Cup. So you see in games like that you're not quite there yet with the inconsistency, but definitely like that. That's what I've said it all along. You can't first goal, bad angle. I thought it was a better shot than it was. It was halfway up the net, short side. Husso let in some crappy goals yesterday, and it comes down to it. I'll always say it comes down to the goaltending, and the questions are on the defense. I don't have as much questions offensively. Mikey and I were talking about before about they switched up the power play, Gostisbehere on the top, and it just really didn't. They looked out of sorts. It was the first time they sort of looked out of sorts. I know from playing, you're gonna have games like that.
They just really got to work on the first period. You can't come out having slow starts like you've had the last 3 games. And they didn't get a shot till, I want to say, like 10 minutes into the period, and that was on a power play. So when you have slow starts like that against a playoff team in New York. And if you are going to be a playoff team, like I've said, you got to beat these teams. But you just can't start that slow. And don't get me wrong, Husso did let a few softies in throughout the night, but he made a lot of great saves.
No, he did, and there's too much attack first period. You know, like you saw the way the game was going. It was 1-0 after one period, but the ice was tilted, and
the breakouts just weren't there. That was one of the biggest things throughout that game. They just couldn't get the puck out of their own zone. They were just trying to dump it to mid-ice. Sometimes you just got to get back, reset. Like, you can't just keep trying to push it out and do the lazy play. So
it begs a question to me, and this isn't easily answered because it was raining goals for them to start the season. They got on one. They got on a heater. I just wonder, and look, Derek Lalonde is a head NHL hockey coach. So remember who this is coming from when I say this.
Coach,
yeah, he's a really good coach. This isn't coming from him. This is coming from me. I thought it was a bit aggressive. And look, I know they had instantly kind of started going through a dry spell. To switch up the power play that had been working at a historic clip. Now, granted, when they did this, there was, 3 games of a dry spell, 4 games of a dry spell?
Yeah, I want to say it was 2 or 3 games, max.
Yeah, so I get it. I get it. But with that being said, look, I question the depth of this team in terms of not from being a better hockey team than last year. I question the depth of this team because I'm looking down at the standings, and this is the company you're keeping right now. Like, you are in a playoff spot now. Like, this is real. You are in a playoff spot as it sits right now. So I start thinking about that. From a secondary scoring role, does this team have the chops to get in the water? Because all of a sudden you look up, and I know Tampa's missing Vasilevsky, and who just slid in front of you last night in the stand? Oh, it's old Tampa Bay coming back, and Kucherov's got like 11 points in 3 games, and they're doing Tampa Bay things.
But they're going to do that. The other teams are going to do that. And here's the thing. So you asked the question.
Secondary, yes.
You asked the question, right? I went to the stats, and you look at the first line, the DeBrincat, Larkin, Raymond, right? I've accounted for 18 goals between the 3 of them. The rest of the forwards have accounted for 21. So you're getting scoring from it's not paltry. A lot of guys have 3 goals and stuff like this. It's just sort of the timing of it. You brought it up, and I go back to the Islanders game. That's where the Comfer line sort of came to play. We need more of that. But if you look at the big scheme of things, Neal, this is the way it is. So you look at it in a smaller vacuum, and you can afford. You can't afford to lose, but you look at it because you took care of business and got the 2 points at home against Boston. It's a wash, right? These are how these washes are.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So I think that the things are still plus money to make the playoffs. They got to get better. They got to get more consistent. It doesn't get any easier tomorrow night at home against Montreal, but this is the way the NHL is. And what have we seen? Those teams that maybe you expect to fall off aren't going to.
What'd you have for me, BMG?
I was going to say, secondary scoring, it's not like it's been bad by any means. You have Veleno and Andrew Kopp, who both have 5 goals, which if anyone would have told me those 2 guys have 5 goals into the season, I wouldn't have believed you anyways. It's just being more consistent, and they have juggled those lines a few games in with Veleno going to the...
But see, with him juggling the lines on that stuff, BMG, that concerns me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they were cooking as good as they're going to cook, then why are we mixing it around?
I just think it was just like mismatches and just trying out new things. Obviously, like Spencer's guy, Rass, everyone kind of had high hopes for him, and he's kind of had... I know he buried one yesterday, but like he's kind of had a slower start and hasn't really had much of that offensive impact that he was having in stretches of games last season. And they've tried out Comfer on the wing. They've tried out Kopp at center. So they're just moving things around till they really find that fit with the second line. But I think as far as goal-scoring goes, it just needs to be more consistent. Just needs to be coming at a more consistent rate. You aren't going to be able to rely on Cat and Larkin to carry you through games. And Raymond, who has been probably the best Red Wing so far.
I think that, to Mikey, to your point, and Noah in the chat thread brings it up, Rangers had 12 shots in 4 minutes. We got to start better.
Yeah.
We've put ourselves behind the 8 ball, whether it's at home, whether it's on the road or whatever like that. So I know for a fact that's a point of contention today is that they got to, when the puck drops, they got to be ready to play. They can't afford it against great teams. They got lucky the other night against Boston to be able to come back, but you can't go to the well too much for it. And I think to your point, Mikey, it's like even with the power play as well it was clicking, they're still trying to figure it out. I'm not worried about their forwards. To me, the question mark is their D and their goaltending.
But to Neal's point, I disagree wholeheartedly with moving Mo Seider off the power play one. Him at the point he was the quarterback in that situation, and
if he's the franchise, the quote unquote franchise, then let's act accordingly.
Having Ghost on the wing and on the power play is almost a luxury because how many things he can do. He can pass really well. He has a rocket of a slap shot just like Jake Wallman does. So there's so many different things he can do as a defenseman, as almost like a second forward. To where I disagree, Mo is holding that whole thing down, and people that get on him is just like the most ridiculous thing. The guy plays 2 more minutes on ice than anyone on that team and is in the hardest roles, facing the top guys across the league, and he's still so young. So I'll never understand the slander of a guy struggling for a couple games. Not to mention he's third on the Red Wings in points with 11. He has 10 assists already. So
I see that we are rounding into form, though, as fans. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I am saying we're rounding into form again as Red Wings. I can tell the Red Wings fandom is the bus is coming around to all the stops on the Red Wing fandom. Rhett Carlson, Husso is so bad. Mark Rhul, Husso is the problem. He's giving up 4 goals per game. Okay, here's the deal.
The Red Wings had literally probably, I want to say it was like 20-something seconds in their own zone 10 minutes into that period, or into the first period. If a goalie's getting peppered like that, don't get me wrong, Husso did let some soft ones in, but it's going to go by you. Pressure, nonstop pressure like that is impossible.
Because I'm leaning towards a camp of both.
The quality scoring chances that the Red Wings are giving up is way too much. The quality.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you let in a soft one, you're behind the 8 ball.
Yeah,
they got to play better in front of them, no matter who's in net.
Yeah.
It seems like, what do we see? It seems like they play a better system in front of Reimer. Why is that? I don't know. Right? Also, too, you got to remember Robbie Fabry back in the lineup yesterday too, so that mixes things up, and that could have had something to do with it.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk through it. I'm not saying it's over. I'm saying those are my concerns. I'm not as concerned about Husso as most are, but it is on my radar, and I'm a Husso guy.
Yeah, I could agree a little bit. I mean, he's had some struggles, but obviously they're throwing him out there for the boatload of games, so maybe they need to mix in Reimer more. And maybe when games like that get out of hand, take him out a little early. But I don't know, give a new look. But Husso will be fine, man. People are going to switch up when he has those crazy games like he did last year, 30 save shutouts and shit. So people will switch up.
You feel better, Spenny?
Yeah.
Bless you. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know you're locked in. Loki, your hockey stuff is under the radar with folks. They don't know how locked in
Spencer
you are.
knows puck.
I don't get to talk a lot of hockey, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I think you guys hit it on the head, man. They can't start off so slow like that. Like the Rangers, it felt like they were in their zone for the whole first period, and then you saw it after the second period. They're down 5. And you're like, oh shit. So hopefully they can get out. I don't know what they need to get to a faster start. Maybe play a different line to open it up. Maybe you have some guys in there. Play that 4th line to start it off, so those guys are grinding right at the beginning. We'll see what happens, but I trust the guys. I think they'll get it right. It's a bad loss, but they just came off a big win in Boston, so we'll see.
I got some big Pistons breaking news coming up next segment. Sham Charania tweeted it, so you know it's a big deal. I know Spencer Raxter is going to be all kinds of fired up about it for sure. Hey, Woodward and Maine, you guys know how we're doing it. I told you we're doing Lions coverage better than anybody. It's on DMAC's top 5 shows at Woodward list. Gabby D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and of course the legend Terry Foster, breaking it all down. Sundays at 8 a.m. Kick off your NFL Sunday before that stupid Europe game that's going to have the Colts and the Patriots playing. Nice effort this week. What is today, Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday.
Okay, tomorrow I'm going to get loose on Thursday night football. Don't even get me started.
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. Woodward Sports, Woodward and Maine, the best Lions show in the game. Tuesday, 7 a.m., Sundays, 8 a.m., right here on the Woodward Sports Network. And you guys know what you should do. Hamlin Pub, that is the play. It's the place where you are a regular. 7 Metro Detroit locations. There's one very close to you. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday, eat your feelings watching that Thursday night football game. Give me a break. Game day specials available during all Michigan sports and NFL games. So, hey, the Wings are playing tomorrow night, right? Mm-hmm. So there you go to Hamlin Pub for that. Tell them, hey, get that crappy football game off. Put the Wings on all the TVs. And oh, by the way, give me your game day specials as well. Hamlin Pub is the place. Visit the location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports. It's Hamlin Pub.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Neal Rhul here for Feldman Automotive. And, of course, that includes Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. 18 locations. You know there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. Catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Not this Monday coming up, but the following Monday. We'll be back out there at Feldman Chevrolet. It's a Feldman Automotive Group. Coming on the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul and Darren McCarty, and Spencer Raxter and BMG. Jake Wegener. Jeff Iafrate looked so relieved after plugging the lights back in on that commercial because he couldn't see the bees in the dark.
Oh, that is fair.
Is he going to get an award for that? Like, what is the award for acting commercials?
I don't know.
Is it a Tony Award, an Emmy Award? I don't know.
Tonys are musical.
No, I think it's an Emmy.
Emmy?
Emmy's the TV show or the commercial or whatever.
Emmys are TV shows. I don't know if they do commercials too. I know.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
I think they are.
Too.
Anything to do with television.
I know Tonys are for musicals because Broadway Bro Down, the episode of South Park, is one of the best episodes of all time, and they talk about Tonys.
Okay.
It's like they make fun of musicals as being like you take your girl there so you can get a BJ afterwards because they give her like subliminal messages.
Yeah,
of doing
I do remember that.
It's such a good episode.
Oh, that was Wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did see that one.
Yeah, it's a fantastic one. It's when Randy Marsh makes his own musical. He calls it the Splooge Drenched Blowjob Queen. They have a meeting with all the guys who make musicals, and they're like, what about something more subtle, like The Woman in White?
Yeah, that show still slaps,
Oh,
dude.
yeah. South Park is goated.
I just sent you another photo in Slack. If we could pop that one up real quick, Spenny, I'm going to put you on the spot for it here to put that one up. And I think Jeff Iafrate should win an award, D-Mac, because, look, when you're an actor, facial expressions and the ability to control them and do them on command. D-Mac, take a gander at this one. This is why Jeff Iafrate should win an award for his appearance in the Dispo commercials because it's on point. It's the mark of a good actor. Check this out. When he pokes his head in that closet, look at that. Look at that right there.
Yeah, I think he's looking for bees. There are not any out here.
Well done.
He's a natural. What are you going to say? That's why we call him Hollywood.
Look at that.
I thought you were going to say he deserves an Emmy because he puts up with Sam. But
no.
Yeah, that too.
No, he doesn't deserve that. But, you know, that's what I wanted that out there. I want to start a movement. Matt Nichols says, I don't understand the commercial. Did Jeff steal everybody's weed? Matt, don't get upset at me because you don't understand greatness.
Yeah, that's true. It's imagery.
It's a work of art.
He robbed the world of its weed supply and then gave it back.
People talking about maybe like 10 seconds later, like he felt bad about it or something. I don't know. I didn't get it.
Had to show he was in control.
Yep.
Pistons, breaking news, Shams Charania, so you know it's big. You ready for this, Spenny?
Oh, yeah.
This is today's edition of Bring 'em Home. Free agent forward Kevin Knox has agreed to a one-year deal with the Detroit Pistons, sources tell The Athletic and Stadium. Knox returns to Detroit, where he played 42 games a season ago.
Let's go. The GOAT is back.
That's your guy.
That is my guy.
Statement from Spencer Raxter.
You know, I'm just happy. It must have been a hard bidding process. I know there's a lot of teams calling his agent and making, seeing what they can get a deal done. They need him on the team right now because he is an impact player. He is an all-star. He is a Hall of Famer. Like, Kevin Knox is the guy. So the Pistons got him, and he's going to turn the whole season around. The Pistons are now the championship favorite because of Kevin Knox and Kevin Knox alone.
Have they been pulled off the board?
They have been pulled off the board. They're probably going to be I would say a minus 450, minus 450 to win the NBA championship now that they added Kevin Knox.
I see now that they have adjusted the line. The Pistons are now an 8-point favorite in Milwaukee tonight.
Yeah, that makes sense. The GOAT, Kevin Knox, is back. Couldn't be happier. Drafted by the Knicks. Spent some time with the Pistons.
So he's going to be good somewhere else.
He's going to be good somewhere else.
Because it ain't going to be New York. D-Mac, the Cade Cunningham, the turnover thing. Is that concerning you at all?
You know what? It's one of these things that he hasn't played in a year, right? I think he's just getting back to it. Let's just wait till there's 20 games into the season or 25 games into the season. Not a concern yet, but something I'm sure. And here's the thing. He's a true pro. So he realizes it. You nailed it yesterday, Neal, about how fast that they're playing, trying to make the decisions. They just got to get up to speed. So I'm confident in him as a player. And I'm sure he's the first one to realize, that's got to change. So like the South, he's self-aware of it.
Right.
So I'm not worried. He's talented enough that they'll figure it out. They got to figure it out together. And I mean, they're young. They're all young. So this is a blessing in disguise. They just got to go through it right now.
Yes. The Ronin 99 says that commercials get Clio awards.
Yeah. Shout out Runyon.
Okay.
So there's that out there. Clio awards. That's the thing. Cameron Snow. Jeff kept his eyes covered during the B movie. He probably did.
Probably did.
He absolutely did.
I'm so scared.
Yes. Danny G says, bring him home. I like that we've kind of fostered that movement. So I just want to bring it out there. Sue Yu says, Jeff is a 1994 JCPenney catalog model. It's not officially a topic until, quote, Big Squirt Burt 97 checks in.
Big Squirt Burt.
Big Squirt Burt.
Welcome. Anyways, great time for me to let you know to come to Lady Jane's.
Well, hold on. We got to let everybody know what, quote, Big Squirt Burt had to say.
I thought that was it.
No, Kevin Knox is the Chase Young of the NBA.
He's better than that. He's Myles Garrett.
All right. Proceed.
Right. Big Squirt Burt. If you need a haircut, come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams, all expenses paid. Sweet 2024 NCAA basketball tourney. That's right. No expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White & Associates offers. It's called the Minute-by-Minute Listing Agreement by Mark White & Associates. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
All right. Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. I told you guys before about my my text thread with my Tiger buddies, the Alavila fan club, because I have an Alavila loyalist that is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
They did send me this tweet, by the way, from John Morosi. Left-hand pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez has informed teams he has no geographic restrictions in free agency. That is encouraging for the Dodgers and the Giants,
Fuck that guy.
who are already active on starting pitchers. Notably, the Dodgers nearly traded for Rodriguez at the deadline.
Fuck that guy, man. Fuck you, Erod. That's such a piece of shit move. What a fucking loser. Sorry.
It's all right. He peaked anyway.
Warranted.
That's fine.
That's annoying, man. What a piece of shit.
Fuck him.
He was out, but
Go
he was.
take a fucking year off because he. Oh God, that's so annoying. We could have got a decent return for him. But no, I don't want to go. I want to stay in the East Coast with my family.
I was I was trick or treating in Birmingham.
Yeah. What a loser, man.
People also want to know, quote, Big Squirt Burt coached at Michigan State.
I think he was a low-level staffer.
Yes. So.
That's so annoying.
That is. You know what, though? Goodbye.
What a piece of shit. Man.
We got the good year out of him anyway, though, man.
But we were having the good year when we needed a good return and could have got a good return from the Dodgers. But now I want to stay on the East Coast. And now, oh no, I'll go wherever. What a
kicking the plums, but what do you expect?
Douchebag, man.
Whatever.
Hey, we got Almago. What do you want?
Yeah. Hey, don't worry, Almago's back.
Yeah, only $98 million.
Only $98 million.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it in free agency. I don't want to hear it. Miggy's money's off the books.
Yeah.
You just had a pitcher leave. Go get Aaron Nola. Bring him home.
Bring him home.
Go get Aaron Nola. And you're going to, hey, by the way, you're going to have to pay a tax. And I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
We're going to have to rerun this thing here. You're going to have to massively overpay. So act accordingly.
Bring Ohtani home, says Ken.
Gotta have a pitcher. Gotta go get a free pitcher in free agency. Have to. This division's here for the taking.
Casey Mize, throwing bullpen sessions.
I know, but you have to go get a pitcher.
Looks like I don't have to burn the jersey.
You guys
yet.
read into anything about AJ Hinch putting up his condo?
Maybe he got a package deal with Eduardo Rodriguez. I don't know.
No, but do you read anything into that?
I mean, maybe
moving
he's
downtown.
Buying a house. Hopefully, he buys a house. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I just thought I brought it up. Doesn't bother me at all. I mean,
No.
I think he's upgrading.
Or maybe he's just cashing in. Buy while the market's
hot,
and it's about to fall off a cliff.
I can't wait. That's what I'm waiting for. Waiting for the economic collapse.
Steve Reinert says we won't be getting Nola. We'll end up with Frankie Montez and Lucas Giolito, and I'm good with that too. Steve, I'm not. Again, you guys know how I operate with this. Go take him. Leave no alternative for him but to say, yes, I will sign that contract.
All right,
especially now.
Steve Reiner, the word on the street is his kids are moving out and he's going downtown.
Cool.
So
cool.
Just,
there's some nice apartments downtown.
Oh, hell yeah.
There is.
He'll get a penthouse or something.
And cash in pretty nicely on that whole transaction.
Yeah.
There's some nice places downtown, but there ain't $2.8 million condos down there.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
That is very true.
Cash out. Doughboy cash out. There you go.
Yeah.
Get the bags, man.
That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about. Some people
Thank God
talk.
the bag came.
Some people
fast money riding in the fast lane, screaming out the sunroof. Thank God the bag came.
Some people are saying that Big Squirt Burt, quote, Big Squirt Burt was a, quote, low-level staffer at Michigan State.
Yeah.
We need it.
And shout out to my brother Dylan and my sister-in-law Chrissy. They found out they're having a boy today.
Congratulations, Uncle Spenmo. Look out for all the Batman stuff.
I've been buying a lot of Batman stuff, a lot of anime stuff. It's going to be awesome. And they're both Michigan graduates, so I'll buy them some Michigan State stuff.
Nice.
There you go.
I'm going to be the fun uncle. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
Of course
there you go.
are.
Oh, man, look at this. Kevin Bell, great show, guys. FJ 1967, great show today. I'm going to stop and not say anything else. We're just going to ride off on that.
That's fair. No, he's not. They're not having it today. They just found out the gender today.
Did they pop a balloon?
I don't think so.
Good.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to make fun of them.
That's fair.
And you would, too.
I would, too.
All right, for D-Mac, for Big Mike Gentry, for Spencer Raxter, my name is Neal Rhul. Thanks for tapping in. Big D
Deuces.
Energy. Well, see you later.